deja vu, right? I figure it's just some kind of illusion created by the death stream. Probably doesn't mean anything. Gave the mayor a nod and a smile, but inwardly his thoughts were racing. There's something wrong about this. What exactly is going on here? That riddle would prove to be the most difficult one of all.
Oh, thank you so much.
And we're back.
Now I can finally return to a normal life.
This is one of the most bizarre diseases I have ever encountered.
I know. That's why we have to help the other villagers, no matter what.
Dark execution.
For a sealed verse, that didn't take much effort.
Yes, all a touch too easy if you ask me. It's almost as if someone was guiding us to this village.
Don't overthink advice.
No, but think about it a little bit, though. I love this part. I said it before, but this is really like... When I was playing this through the first time, hitting the point in the game where it just decides to go like, okay, this is words now. Like, it's so weird and different and unlike anything else that I had seen in the way that it handles it. Like, it doesn't just get text heavy. Like, the way it just fades the whole game out, and it's like, okay, yeah, no, that we're now just describing actions. That was the moment I was like, oh, this game is special. This is on some different shit. Does it do that a lot? No, it is specifically this village. Like, it's basically a set piece, but instead of being like hyper animated and like really like visually striking, it is visually non-existent and just becomes several pages of a novel for you to read through. And NieR is one of those games that does not care, like, it will just decide to be a different game. You play it for a while, it's like, okay, it's this now. Now we're doing this. Yes, I agree. If it were like this really, really often, it would be like, okay, it's kind of messed up that you're just like saving budget. But it is literally just a trick that they use here and only here. However...
And another victim. This work certainly is...
This guy too. They at least give you the option. It's like, yeah, this is a... Now that you know what to expect, do you want to do this again? Yeah, we'll do it.
I figured a book like you would be into all this word stuff, Weiss.
Even I have my exceptions. Now let's be off.
There might be like... Oh yeah, hit me with that. Hit me with that theme. I like it because it's supposed to be a dream, but dreams are always visually kind of hazy, at least for me. So I feel like the idea here is like making it a novelization forces you to like... It forces you to visualize it in your own mind. I mean, you know, like a book. Good old Kaine Salvation. This remixing of it is... ugh. A colony of massive sculptures was visible in the distance, their tall forms scraping against the sky. Weiss and TW had never seen such a sight, and their eyes widened as they tried to take it in.
Those buildings must be huge if we can see them from this far away.
Oh my god, thank you for voicing that over.
What do you think, Weiss?
As Weiss considered his answer, the sun beat down on them with renewed ferocity.
Perhaps they are some manner of mirage.
And it's gone. Under this heat, a mirage or two would hardly be an unexpected sight. TW nodded and wiped the sweat off his brow, leaving a trail of sand in its place. He thought he'd never been so thirsty. Listen, kid, traveling with Kaine will do that to you. The ancient road on which they walked was black and cracked with age. Here and there, thin wisps of grass pushed up through the rocky surface as if defying those who had laid this material down over their home. The heat reflecting from the road made TW lightheaded. His feet hurting, he crouched down to rest. I don't know how much longer I can do this. Is someone playing a joke on us or what? The complaining had already begun. Weiss tried not to let his eyes roll too much. A joke, he said. No. No joke. This road leads to the city of art. Perhaps the path itself is simply some manner of grand artistic work. Final Fantandy! Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the stream. We're reading. I promise you, there is a video game. I really... Oh, okay, yeah, you know. Yeah, so we're in Forest of Myth. And I'm trying to practice my VO chops here, so... Weiss has a face. It's just a big, like, metal-looking face on the front of the book. Yeah, I am also playing Replicant. After having played the original, so you can't spoil me on this game except for the stuff that's added, but you can spoil chat. So I am requesting no spoilers for chat's sake. Anyway, the path itself is some manner of grand artistic work. But thank you for joining. I have cried no less than 3 times since starting to play this, mostly in response to the music. That oboe. You don't sound very sure of yourself there. Perhaps not, but thinking of it in this way might make it easier for you to bear. DW glanced at Weiss's grinning face, shook his head, and resumed walking. Okay. I regret naming the character after myself, and to save syllables and my voice, every time TW comes up in the text, I'm just going to replace it with NieR because that's the canon name of the character. So, just that. As time passed, NieR's feet grew more painful and his throat drier than he had thought possible. He tried not to look further than the next step ahead, because the bright sunlight made him hesitant to trust his own senses. We are definitely getting closer, said Weiss in an effort to cheer his companion. Yes, this much is certain. I appreciate the follow, and I appreciate the lurk. And I appreciate anyone who likes NieR, because this game is important to me. Encouraged, NieR lifted his gaze. Suddenly he stopped walking, choosing instead to stand in the middle of the road, with his mouth and eyes wide open and his finger pointing in the distance. Water! It's water, he said, falling for the oldest desert trick in the book. Chrono Trigger's a good one, too! That is also at the top of my list. Good meeting you today. And good emotes. Water? Preposterous, I don't see any water. Over there, just ahead of us. Look, the sun is reflecting off of it. Without waiting for a response, NieR sprang to life and bounded toward the site. What in the... There was no water. There was nothing but sand in every direction. NieR closed his eyes, sighed as Weiss floated up behind him and chuckled softly. I believe this is known as a mirage. Many a desert traveler has spoken of such things. NieR shook his head, bewildered. Suddenly he pointed off in the distance, his eyes wide once more. Wait, there it is! I just missed it! Look, it's right there! NieR sprinted off again, leaving Weiss with no choice but to follow. After a few minutes of running, NieR came to a halt. I could have sworn it was right around here. Confused, he put his hands up to his eyes and rubbed them vigorously. As soon as he stopped, he noticed a blue, shimmering pool of clear water just over the next rise. With a shout, he bounded off in search of it. This continued for some time. Until an exasperated Weiss finally floated up to NieR and smacked him upside the head. Enough, you blithering idiot! Stop this at once! There is no water here! This needs claps. There is no water here! There isn't? There is not. Perhaps next time you will listen to me when I tell you as much. Weiss paused for a moment, then continued speaking in a slightly kinder tone. Thank you, Cell. This does seem tormenting. However, I suppose this mad chase was not altogether wasted. Seemed to have arrived in the City of Art. NieR looked up. Stretched out before him was a row of impossibly tall sculptures. Their journey was at an end. They're huge! Cried NieR, completely forgetting the heat and pain of the past few hours. I've never seen anything so big. Don't do it. I know you're thinking it. Don't do it. Each sculpture was formed from roughly the same shape, a tall rectangle that stretched up towards the sky. But that is where the similarities ended. Most were covered with panes of glass that they reflected light in 1,000 directions, while others seemed to be nothing but frames of steel. Some had tall spires on their tops, while others possessed triangular caps. What kind of city is this? Where are the people? Where are the houses? Perhaps the land is intended exclusively for artistic use. The debate continued as they made their way through the city. Miracles of artistry were everywhere. Great iron crates with wheels sat silent on steel rails. Beautifully carved works with lights of red, amber, and green dangled over every street. As they moved away from the massive sculptures, they found a great array of smaller ones. Some were covered in glass or brick, and many were composed of materials they had never before encountered. Sheer variety of colors and styles were staggering. Unable to find a theme or purpose to the abstract works around them, NieR and Weiss eventually fell silent. On the outskirts of the city, they discovered 3 sculptures in the shape of humans. NieR uttered a sigh of relief as he approached them. Finally, I was getting tired of modern art. 3 statues were indistinguishable except for a single word chiseled into their right arms. One read Alpha, one read Beta, and the final one read Gamma. There's a joke in there, but I don't want it. Alighting on the statue's shoulder, it emitted a brief, beautiful song that took the form of words. Only one form is real, the others are false. The real form will always speak the truth. The false ones will only speak lies. With that, the bird departed. As if on cue, the 3 statues shuddered to life, acquiring color and form as they began to breathe. Oh yeah! The variation. This is the escape theme. Same motif. Basically, same melody. Completely different feeling. Hey, look at that, they're alive. The triplets bowed low before NieR. Please, you have to get me out of this nightmare. I am real, said Alpha. This is actually the first time I've heard this in this version. Oh my god. Yeah, that's real good. Wow, okay. Stop lying, said Beta. He turned to NieR and threw his hands in the air. Alpha's a fake, you know, I'm the real one. What a load of crap. Beta's a fake. Everyone knows I'm the only real one around here. The respective pleas given, the 3 statues returned to their frozen state as silence. Oh my god. Stop it, high strings. Stop it, high strings. Almost! It almost got me. It almost got me. We're good. It's fine. Alright. You have to get me out of this nightmare. I'm real. Alpha's a fake. I'm the real one. Beta's a fake. I'm the real one. When you consider all the statements, only one of them could be the real thing. I don't remember, and I'm having a hard, like, I've seen this riddle a million times before, and I still can never remember what the solution is supposed to be. And this music is like taking up way too much of my brain power. Alright, Alpha said you have to get me out of here, I'm the real one. Beta said Alpha's fake, I'm real. Gamma said Beta's fake, I'm real. So let's work backwards. If Alpha is real, then Beta and Gamma have to be lying. But they can't be. No. It can't be Alpha, because that means the other two are lying. That would mean Beta and Gamma are both fake, and they're both lying. But Gamma says that Beta is fake, which is true. If Alpha is the real one, then Gamma saying that Beta is fake is a truth. So that doesn't work. If Gamma's the real one, he's telling the truth in saying that he's the real one and Beta's a fake. But then Beta is saying that Alpha is fake, which is also a lie. In that case, or no. Beta would be a fake and Alpha would be a fake, but Beta says that Alpha's a fake, which is true, but he has to be lying if he's not the real one, so the real one has to be Beta. Because that's the only way it works, with the other two lying. Otherwise, one of the other two's statements is correct. Beta says, I'm the real one, and Alpha's a fake. Alpha says, I'm real, which is a lie. Beta says, I'm real, and Alpha is fake, which is true. And then Gamma says, I'm real, which is a lie, and Beta's fake, which is a lie. So that's the only one where they all work. Nailed it. NieR's voice betrayed a notable lack of confidence. He was relieved to see Weiss nodding at him. If Alpha were telling the truth, Beta and Gamma would be fakes. But in that case, Gamma's claim that Beta is fake would be the truth, even though Gamma is a liar. Therefore, that theory crumbles. Let us presume that Gamma spoke the truth. That makes Alpha and Beta liars. In this situation, however, Beta is calling Alpha a liar, which would leave us with two statues telling the truth. Finally, let us assume that Beta is telling the truth. If so, Alpha and Gamma's lives would make sense. Therefore, Beta must be real. As Weiss finished his explanation, Alpha and Gamma crumbled soundlessly into dust, while Beta sprang to life once more. Congratulations, villager. The time to awaken has arrived. Thank you for saving me. He dropped to his knee and bowed his head as low as it could go before an uncomfortable NieR pulled him to his feet. Why did you have a dream like this? Have you been to the city before? The villager slowly looked around at the bizarre objects and sculptures that dotted the landscape and then shook his head. I don't think so. I mean, it's impossible, right? There's no way I could have ever been to a place like this. At the same time, I feel like I've seen it before. Deja vu. You have been in this place before. Those strings are gonna get high and start to, like, hit me again. The vague sense of unease that struck NieR during the mayor's dream spread once more through his mind. Hey.
That was rough.
That's rough, buddy.
I am positive I have seen that place before.
Higher on the street.
Okay, that's enough. Don't need you getting all weird on me, too.
Woo! Let's save the game. There's one more villager to pull out of this. I think there's only one.
This person must be dreaming, too.
It would appear that way, yes.
Let's do it.
Can't say I'm very excited to go back there. That dream world sort of creeps me out.
And it requires a lot of reading on my part.
Perhaps you should spend less time complaining and more time getting on with the mission.
Yeah.
Weiss. I breathe air scented with death and resist the urge to laugh, for I know it will sound like the words of a madman. How long have I been in this fresh hell? My box, my prison is tucked beneath a stairway in the long, unused catacombs of some infinite castle. At least they drop all the good themes. They drop all of the good themes on these. Like, if you don't have anything to look at, you might as well have something good to listen to. Outside, I hear the sounds of a funeral dirge that plays without end. Light has no place here. Wind is a forgotten friend. I pray for death to come, but he forsakes me. Time passes. An eternity slips by in a single tick of the clock. Someone knocks on my prison. Anyone there? I hear an unfamiliar voice say, "My savior!" I claw at the door of my jail, embedding thick splinters under my ragged nails. Ow. I scream for help. I laugh. I sob. Surely this is a product of my addled mind. Surely it cannot be true. Help me. I cry. For the love of all the gods, help me. That cello. Hydrate's a good idea, thank you. Oh, it's so good. This doesn't even have the vocal melody, and it's still really, really good. Really good. Impossibly, I hear the sound of a lock being torn out and falling to the floor. As the door slowly creaks open, I have just enough time to see a silver-haired boy in a floating book before the light pours inside. My eyes, accustomed to blackness, explode with pain, and I am forced to turn away. Who are you? I ask, shaking hands covering my face. How have you come to this place? I am Grimoire Weiss. This is NieR. Long have we been searching for you. Now come, stand. We shall awaken from this nightmare together. The one known as NieR extends his hand and pulls me from the cell. Though my eyes are slow to adjust to freedom, my ears are as keen as ever, and they recognize the staccato sounds of heavy rain. I never thought to hear that again, I whisper. Would that this were not such a terrible storm. Look at your feet. I force my eyes open and see water pooling around my ankles and lapping at my shins. There's so much of it. Yes, and more comes each moment we delay. If we do not make good our escape, we shall all drown in this castle. If you die in the dream, you die in real life. We know you are weak, but you are our only hope to survive this place. Time, that long-forgotten friend, has made itself known again. Hi! I nodded my head and swore to save my rescuers, no matter the cost. The castle catacombs are a maze, twisting upon themselves like the endless entrails of a giant. Squint down the dim corridors and proceed north. At the end of the corridor, I find a row of 20 gorgeous canopied beds resting atop a carpet of velvet. All are covered in a thick layer of dust and cobwebs. Searching for the door to the next room, I come upon a shapeless mass of gray matter. It has been shoved against the side of the wall, and despite my fever, I think I see the outlines of a door just beyond. When I reach out a finger and touch a piece of the mass, it turns to dust, drifts away on the wind. Realization slowly dawns, and I fall to my knees and weep. Corpses. I face a mountain of charred and crumbling corpses. I look from it to the beds and back again until the horror dawns full upon me. Someone has piled these bodies into a tower and set them ablaze. Whether they were alive or dead, I do not know. Sanity will not permit me to consider the proposition further. I make a sound, whether scream or laughter, I cannot be certain. Then my mind grants me merciful blackness, and I find myself opening the door and leaving that most terrible of rooms. Squint down the dim corridors and make a decision! That would involve going back the way we came, I assume. So, proceed east! Oh, god damn it. Squint down the dim corridors and north! And, okay. North, then east, then north. Then north again. At the end of the path, the waters rise to my waist, exhausting me both physically and spiritually. I pray this is the way out. Eventually I can stand the sight of the waters no longer, and so turn my eyes upward. Oh, wait. Okay, the vocals are just here now. Just like, okay, we're just dropping it now. You thought it was instrumental. Oh my god. Stop. Don't stop, though. Imagine my surprise when I see a series of paintings hanging on the faded plaster wall. Each depicts a person in the prime of life, clad in clothing of the highest quality. The styles, however, are strange to me, leading me to believe that these people had lived long, long ago. One subject wears an outfit that particularly catches my eye. It is constructed of a thin, breezy cloth, and decorated with a motif of flowers and birds, while encircling the figure's waist is a leather belt of the most perfect construction. It is a stunning costume, even by modern standards. As I gaze at the portrait, I am struck by a desire to touch it with my own hands. Yet as I extend a single finger to the painting, I am gripped by a most unpleasant feeling. Staring closely at the image, I see it bend and warp into the shape of another finger. Something behind the picture is pointing at me. Is it another prisoner? A fellow inmate trapped for eternity in this place? I cannot let it pass, and so I seize the portrait with both hands and throw it into the water. The wall is hollow behind the painting, and inside I can just make out a body. Whether or not this is a prisoner, there would be no rescue. The poor soul is long dead. Scraps of clothing lie on the floor around the bones. Only a small amount of the fabric has survived. But it features the same delicate designs that were depicted in the portrait. I have been admiring a row of corpses. blocked from view by portraits of each victim at their pinnacle. Enough! Shielding my eyes, I paddled forward through the water. And then we go back where we came. Alright, so we went north and came back. So I was gonna go west, but west would now be east. So let's go east. The end of the hall, or the end of the path. I find myself in a great hall with only the sounds of rain for comfort. The waterlogged red carpet squishes beneath my feet as I approach the center of the room. Once there, I behold a beautiful dining table, upon which rests china and silver of the finest construction, as well as the remains of a fantastic feast. As my eyes continue to adjust, I see many chairs surrounding the table, each holding a dinner guest. Noticing movement, I approach the chair at the table's head. But as the truth of the matter dawns on me, I recoil in horror. The host of the feast, also a corpse, as are all the invited guests. An army of foul, wriggling insects have made homes in the remains. This is the movement I saw. This once splendid feast was now nothing more than a requiem for the damned. I take a moment to steady my shaking hands and slowly back away from the table. Desperate to lose sight of the abomination before me, my gaze lands on the chairs upon which the dead were seated. This is a mistake, for the chairs prove to be even more terrible than the feast itself. Each one is covered in a layer of spikes that run from the seat up the back and down the arm. This explains the color of the carpet beneath my feet. I can only pray that the unfortunate diners were dead when the meal began. Or if not, it is a simple task to envision the agonized screams that must have sprung forth from their mouths. My mind grasps frantically at the possibility that these souls had committed some terrible crime for which this was punishment. Though in truth, I suspect that they had committed no crime at all. There would be no tomorrow for these unfortunates. This was their last supper. Let's go north. Against all hope, we make it to the front door. Break it down, someone cries. So I give myself to the effort. In tandem with NieR and Grimoire Weiss, I slam my body against the thick, sturdy door. On the third try, it gives way, and we find ourselves sprawled on the ground outside the castle. The storm is in retreat. Clouds above are still dark and foreboding. To the west, I can see a thin shimmer of sunlight trying to break through. How can I thank you, I cry as tears join the rain on my cheeks. I would surely have died in there. Looking down, I suddenly notice that my dress is in tatters and sheepishly try to cover my exposed skin. Your dress? Then you are a woman, madame. I am. I proffer the two a smile. I suppose that comes as something of a surprise, seeing as how I exist only in the form of words. I can see that the one known as NieR is disappointed that the torn dress will be given no further description, but he hides it well. With a nod and a shrug, the three of us set forth to our awakening. Behind us, an awakening of another kind is taking place. Black smoke fills the abandoned castle, providing the countless damned souls inside with their final shroud. After a moment, the castle's windows shatter with a mighty roar. A fresh breeze blows through the hallways and corridors. Oh, the dress thing. I was like, wait, what did I say? Yeah, no. You know. No, wait. Go back to the dress part. The ripped dress and the exposed skin. I want to know more about that. A fresh breeze blows through the hallways and corridors, clearing the smoke away for good. As we watch in awe, uncountable black shadows slowly flicker to life, crossing to and fro in front of the broken windows. The castle's dead have awakened to their new life as shades.
You have anything to say about that?
Hopefully there will be no labyrinth next time.
We did it.
I hear that. Okay, there. Now all the villagers can wake up, right?
Yes, if the mayor's assumption was correct. I think I have had enough wordplay to last a lifetime. Thank you very much.
You're telling me. Anyway, let's go see the mayor.